Hi there, Robin here, and in this video, which is a very exciting video, we're introducing Harbinger's new mixer line, their LVL series, which includes 4 mixers, everything from the LV7, 8, 12, and 14. In this video, we're going to be specifically talking about the LV14. Very exciting. So what's the definition of very exciting? It's the fact that the mixer has so many unique features on it. Doesn't matter if you're buying a mixer for live play or if you're buying a mixer to record some music or talk at home. You can use it from everything from podcasting to going out to a local cafe and playing a gig set. I mean, that's how good it is. It'll take care of everything for you. You can use it like an audio interface or you can use it like a mixer. And we're going to look at all those features that make this machine so unique. Those links for Guitar Center featuring all these mixers will be down below. Now that does include all 4 models, which will be the LV7, LV8, LV12, and of course the mixer we've got in this video with us today, which is the LV14 featuring USB audio interface. So just before we get into the actual mixer, let's talk about the box, because I don't do the unboxing, it's not my thing, but this particular box happens to be a very nice box. So again, if you're going to be buying it as a gift, or if you just like getting pretty things before you unbox it, well, it's going to start off in a very nice box. Well packaged, so you can feel comfortable about when you get this mixer. The other important thing about this mixer is the manual. This isn't a manual written for the impression that you're a sound engineer, that you already know what everything means. You know how everything works. It's not written that way. It is written in a more educational fashion, which is nice because they give you real world scenarios. They don't just say, here's the button, this is the name of it. Well, of course, you can just look at the mixer and see that. They get into details. They cover all the specifications. They cover the location of where all the knobs are. And they also give you a description of what the knobs can do for you. So that's really nice. It's not just, here's a knob, or here's a slider, or here's a button. This is what the button can do if you want to use it. Those are really good things to have in an instruction manual. So it doesn't just make it easy for you to find everything that's obviously on the mixer. It'll give you all the rich information you're looking for about how to use this mixer. So we're going to talk about all the features and benefits of this mixer, because there are a lot of features and benefits when it comes to getting a mixer like this, especially when we're talking about the Harbinger LV14. Now the LV14, of course, is for 14 channels, which come right across the top. Then they intermix with some stereo channels here, and then we also get a channel 13, 14 off to the side in the actual 3.5, which is also part of their Bluetooth option. So there is one of the big surprises. You do get Bluetooth with this model, so you can pair off directly. Now they've also incorporated the Bluetooth in a very unique way, and we're going to cover that in just a minute, but let's talk about all the other inputs. So the first 6 channels are mono channels, or single line channels, and these are going to be combo jacks, which are going to be XLR and 1/4 inch, balanced and unbalanced. So this way, it doesn't matter what we want to plug into it, we will be able to use these channels for those inputs. Now the first 5 channels feature a pad button that goes to minus 26 dB and a high pass filter at 80 kilohertz. That's right across the first 5 channels. So both these buttons are very important to have, and it's really nice that it's incorporated in this unit here. The pad button will allow you to knock down the signal. So if you're plugging something in besides a microphone in the XLR, you may want to knock it down 26 dBs. It'll give you a lot more advantages to actually controlling the system. Now, the little Easter egg that we find on channel 6 is the fact that we have a pad button, a high pass filter, but also a guitar high Z input. So you can plug your guitar straight into this unit, which makes it very convenient for setting this unit up for small little gigs, or if you're going to use it as studio at home. You can simply plug your guitar in here, and you don't necessarily, if you don't want to, have to mic your actual guitar separately. Now we are utilizing some of the inputs here, which are right in the middle. So we do have channels 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12 lined up all straight here. And what you have are stereo channel inputs. So we do have left and right options on here. And if you plug in just the left channel, that would be your mono single channel going in. So if you're plugging something in that only has a single 1/4 inch option, you can go into there and it'll automatically come out of both the left and right channels for you. And the last 2 is to give you some variety, give you some ease of use so you don't constantly have to run out and buy special cables every time you want to plug something in, is channel 13, 14, which is a stereo 3.5 aux input. It allows you to come straight off of anything from a phone or a tablet or anything you would have that would just have a simple 3.5 connection to it. So before we get into all the outputs, which are really exciting, let's cover some of the actual knob controls that are going to be there for you when you actually plug something in. So if you'd like to learn more about the actual mixer, such as pricing or availability, please visit the links down below. Those will bring you to Guitar Center, which is our affiliate program for this particular video. I'd also like to thank Harbinger for making these mixers available to us. This has been a really great learning experience when it comes to what Harbinger can offer you. If we use channel 1 as a reference, there's a lot going on here. And it's not just the fact of how many knobs there are, but what they do and how good they can actually do each individual task. So Harbinger's included a gain control, 3-band EQ, effects, monitor, pan, and level control for each individual channel. So when we start at the actual top at the gain, this is something very exciting. It goes all the way up to 63 dB on the gain. Now that's very important. It goes from 15 plus 15 to plus 63 with the option of minusing 26 dB off it. So if you're somebody who wants to use a microphone, let's say like an SM7B, for example, it's easy with this one. You don't necessarily have to go out and buy yourself a cloud lift option for this setup here. Because you've got up to plus 63 dB on the gain, no worries. A cloud lift would normally give you an extra 25 dB. Guess what? Don't use the pan button, just take advantage of the actual power inside the unit. If you're listening to me right now, you're actually listening to me. One of the microphones that we have recording live, this actual video, is coming off of channel 1. I have it set up at 75%. The line level is set right up to full, and I'm coming off of Unity here. So everything that's going on this channel right here, right now, is actually being used on just a standard PGA 48 microphone, which we have connected into the mixing board. That's how straightforward and simple this can be to use without buying any additional gear. So remember, 63 dB on the gain input, that's a huge bonus to have. And that can save you a lot of money, again, if you plan on using an SM7B and you want to use it on a mixing board like this. These are advantages you get when you have a mixing board versus some of the audio interface standalone units out there. Now they do have a 3-band EQ with the mid-range crossover at 2.5 kilohertz. The important thing to note here is that most of the time these EQs are set exactly the same. Either a plus or minus 12, plus minus 15. In this case, you're going to get plus minus 12 option on the actual highs and lows, but they give you an expanded range. In the mid-range, they're going to go from minus 15 to plus 15. And I really like the fact that they've given you the plus 15 instead of just the plus 12 on the mid-range. That gives you more control over the range where your voice is going to sit at most of the time, so you can really dial in the sound you're looking for. Now they didn't want to bypass anything when it came to having effects in it, so they do give you the standard 16 actual different effects built into it, everything from hall ranging down to chorus and reverb. Below that we have our monitor option, which can be used two ways when it comes to this unit here. I can use it as a reference to our actual monitor on our stage, let's say, but it also incorporates when it comes to using the audio interface portion of it. And in that case, when we're using it for the audio interface, it becomes a part of the blend option, which is really nice again as well. But we're going to get into more details in a couple of minutes for that one. And the next one is a pan knob, which covers us all the way up to channel 6. Then it converts into a balanced knob for the rest of the channels. And the pan options here are going to allow us to have sub-channel controls between the left and right. So we can pan to control each individual channel that's going to be recorded or sent out to the main speaker outputs. And then again, as you can hear me right now, I do have the line level set 100%, and we're not hearing any bad background noise. We're not hearing that hissy sound that you would normally hear on a lot of mixers. Good job for that. And they do include one light on the individual channel, which is a clip light. So this way you know which individual channel is clipping. If you have any problems, you will see that light come on for you. Now for the output side of things, which is really exciting, you're going to get two XLR options, which are going to be for your left and right channel. Of course, these are balance options for you. Really exciting though, and we'll take a closer look at this when we take all the jacks off, is that you have a mono. So if you have just one speaker that you're setting up, you've got a single 1/4-inch output. With this option, if you're just setting up a speaker right next to you because, well, again, you're just working at a bar or something like that and you're doing a small setup, but you've got yourself a speaker plus all your equipment, you can just plug into here. You're not going to need any special cables or anything else. Straight out 1/4-inch here, balance or unbalance, right into your PA speaker, and it's all going to work for you. On the top, we've already plugged in some monitor speakers. So this is our studio monitor for the control room that we have set up here. 2 1/4-inch. In this case, I'm using unbalanced, but this could have easily been balanced right on top. Headphone jack, stage monitor, and they even give you a record output. Again, a 3.5 connection straight out of here. You can record onto anything you want. So if you want to have a straight up analog recording option, that'll be right here for you as well. For controls on the output side, first two things we're going to see is that we have a knob and we have two buttons. First one is our Bluetooth volume control right here in the center. A pairing option here so we can actually pair it to our equipment, so it's not going to be broadcasting unless we put it in pairing mode. And a solo option. This allows us to solo listen to just channel 13, 14. So we're not listening to the whole thing, just the Bluetooth option right here. Now a lot of times people will look at this and say, well, what's the correlation? Why is this important? If you're playing at a bar and you do a set and you're finished your set, you've played for like half an hour and you're going to go to the bar and enjoy yourself a good drink because you know you deserve one, you can use this solo option to just play the Bluetooth, so you can have a playlist ready on your phone and just stream that to the actual mixer. By pressing the solo button, it will cancel out the rest of the mixer. So no matter what, if somebody runs up to a microphone and starts talking into it, or if you're talking and you're not thinking about what you're saying on stage, this solo button basically cancels out the whole mixer and just gives you the Bluetooth directly right off of this unit here. And that is somebody who's thinking about it. That's a feature like that is only here because somebody on the engineering team actually plays at bars and thought that would be a great feature to have. Wouldn't it be nice if I could just turn the mixer off and have just that Bluetooth option play? Because that's what they wanted it to be there for. And there it is. If you'd like me to actually talk about any of the other Harbinger products, please let me know down below in the comments what products you'd be interested in. That's a great way to help us out with deciding on what we'd like to see from Harbinger. Remember, all links are down below, so this way you can visit Harbinger's website or Guitar Center to learn more about the product. Don't forget to, well, hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Now, of course, the green knobs, just like all the green knobs in line here, are all having to do with the effects. They give you the effects and they give you an adjustment so you can increase or decrease the depth of the effect. So if you want to drag it out more or tighten it up, you get that adjustment here. So that pretty much makes this 16 effects limitless when you incorporate the adjustment option. And of course, here's the bottom knob for the effects. This is the effects level. This is always going to be proportionate to our output, so we can adjust everybody individually for as many people as we want. And then this simple knob is going to allow the entire effects mix to be included with the main out. Keeping in with a good color trend, so write down all the yellows are all your actual monitor inputs. When you get across here, this monitor is going to be your monitor level. So this is going to determine how loud your monitor output is going to be. You control that from here. And again, you only turn up the monitors on the actual channels you want to listen to. So it's not something that's across the board. It's going to be individually placed on each individual channel. And the last knob at the bottom is the white knobs, which are all, of course, in line with what's going on with the channels. This one here is for the control room or our headphones. That's going to allow us to adjust the volume either on the control room output, which are these up here, or the headphones, which is here. And of course, the last slider control here is our main out. This is what's going to drive our main output. And everything I've said right now has to do with the fact of setting it up for a live play. So anything from a band to karaoke, just jamming in your rec room for rehearsal, that's everything you're going to look at for setup there. Now we look at what they've done for their audio interface portion of it. This is why there's a USB port on the actual unit. This is why we can plug it in and run it on anything. Nice part is, today we're only recording it on Audacity, so this way everything that we have here running can be on at the same time. But I'm going to cover some of the really nice, cool features that I like about this unit here. So let's talk about the audio interface that Harbinger on the LV14 have built into this unit. It allows you to play back via channel 11 and 12, via this USB button right here, back in the system. So if you want backtracks, you can do that right here. Makes it really, really nice. It also records two channel, not one, but two channels. That'll record the left on its own channel and the right on its own channel across the whole mixer onto your computer. That's also very nice. So however you set up your actual mixing board, that's going to make reference to your main output right here. And this is going to indicate what's going out to the USB. And the third most important part is the option to be able to blend for playback, so you can actually monitor what your backtrack is and be able to listen in and monitor all your new tracks. They've given you this option right here, which is the monitor button, which allows you to listen in to channel 11 and 12, because we didn't turn up the gain on channel 11 and 12, and allow us to control the headphone or control room, which is the rest of the actual board. we're going to be able to hear it exactly the same as if it was being recorded. That's a really good thing. And that makes using this as a recorder as good as buying an audio interface. It's going to bring you all the features that you really need from an audio interface, plus some. Higher gain options is a big plus for people using it for recording purposes. Having extra spread in your actual EQ settings. Anything you can do before makes it easier to edit it afterwards. And that's all part of what's going on here. So if you'd like to watch some of the other videos on the Harbinger mixers, they're going to be all up here in the link box right now. I'd also like once again to say thank you to Harbinger and Guitar Center for making these videos possible. So I'd like to say thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.